Alright. Hey everybody. It's Craig. RNGIDP Craig, I guess you could say. And I wanted to get you up to speed as to something I'm working on. You probably already guessed it. It's the Soccer Blast. The Soccer Blast has got me it's got me hooked. I've played the last few nights and I'm into it. I am hooked, and I'm already trying to figure out what my project is going to be. And so that's why I wanted to stream here tonight, was to kind of talk about what I'm thinking. So without further ado, I've decided. I told you guys on a previous stream. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the Play.con recap, that I play a game called Hattrick.org. Well, the game is called Hattrick, but the website is Hattrick.org. And what it is it's it's kind of like what we do here. It's a simulation of soccer, and I've been playing that. I looked up the date when I started playing it. It was November 8th of 2010, I believe, is when I started playing that. And so my team has grown throughout the years, and I've been through the ups and downs and promotion and relegation, and that team is great. That was kind of the first sim that I started doing, and I still play to this day. So I have an affinity for that team, and what I want to do is, this is like peak nerdom, I think, but I want to take that team and play it inside of MLS. So I'm gonna buy the 2017 MLS set, and I'm going to set up. And I'll show you. I actually made some preliminary cards for that. As Swansea Denver AFC is my Hattrick.org team, but I want to take Swansea and I want to put them into MLS. But not just MLS as it currently exists. I'm a big-time soccer fan, and I like the single table format, and I like home and home, a balanced schedule. Everybody plays each other twice, one home, one away. And so what I'm going to be doing is doing a single table of the MLS teams, which would be there's 22, I believe, in the last year's set. So this will be 23 with my team. So each game day, one team is going to have a day off. But I'm going to offset that by having a Open Cup run concurrently. And I was just working on some of the details about the Open Cup and how that's going to work. I wrote out in a Word document some of the rules that I had in my head about how that's going to work. The Open Cup sounds really fun, actually, because as I was making this Swansea, my all-time team from Swansea, so it's not just as my team is now, it's the guys I've had that are the best throughout the years, that I've grown from the youth club, all that. So Hattrick.org is awesome. It's way deep. If you're into soccer sims, you would probably like that too. So check it out. It's Hattrick.org. And they didn't pay me to say that. I just think it's really fun. So in picking those, I couldn't narrow it down to like a squad of 20. So I built just the guys that I felt like needed to be on this team. So there's basically two teams worth, full teams of players in this set that I've created for my Hattrick team. So what I'm going to do is the Open Cup. I don't know if you're familiar with it in soccer in the U.S., but some teams take it more seriously than others. I wish it was taken the most seriously out of anything, but that's my personal opinion. And so some teams, they play their youth or they play their backups. So what we're going to do with the Open Cup, that's going to run concurrent with the season, is so it's going to be a single table or a single knockout bracket. 24 teams will be in it, and 23, I guess. The first round is going to be like the play-in games. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So you've got a whole bracket. I wish I could show you. I should have put that on the screen. But the first round, only one outfield player from each team's best 11. I'm going to make standard lineups for each of the MLS teams that will be their best 11. Only one of those players in the first round will be able to play in the first round of the Open Cup. I'm going to roll a D10, and that will determine which of the players on that best 11 team will be able to play for that round. In round 2, it moves up to 3 players. I know, a big woo, right? So this will really test the team's depth. So 3 players in the second round. In the third round, which is the quarterfinals, yeah, you guessed it, there'll be 5 outfield players. So this is all via D10 roll. You roll 5 times. If it repeats, roll again to see which players, of course you put them in order of a number, which ones will be eligible to play. In the semifinals, it moves up to 7. Yeah, you're right. And in the championship, it's 9 outfield players. So only one out of, well, I should say backup keepers are the only keepers that are available to play. You can't play your number 1 keeper in the cup. So in the championship game, you can play everybody except for your number 1 keeper and then one other best 11 type player. So I thought that might be fun just to see, you know, we have a habit of sometimes, at least I do when I'm playing baseball, is to make the same changes, bring off the same people off the bench, and just kind of play the games the same way as we always do. You know, this guy's going to come in and pinch hit for this guy. This guy, he comes in as a late game defensive substitution, and that's okay. But I thought since we're doing something a little different with this soccer, that we might as well change it up as well. So before I guess I've already been talking for almost 10 minutes, but I want to show you the preliminary set that I've been using for testing purposes for my Swansea Denver team. Now I've played 2 games with them so far. I made these cards and I wanted to test out how, like, if I overpowered them, if they were too good in a certain area, because I don't want to be blowing people out or going crazy. But I also wanted to stay true to some of their stats that are in the game that I worked hard to get in hattrick.org. So I wanted to have it be a little, I don't know, a relic and also be kind of fun at the same time. So I feel like I'll tell you about that later. So this is I guess you could say the backups. And I'll let you take a look at their cards here. Actually, these are the subs. Yep. I think I mixed all of these up. Darn it. No, where'd that go? Okay. I have them in an envelope. So what I did was I'll show you this. I went to my Hattrick team, and so Hattrick, they have attributes. So similar to what they have here, like pace, they'll have, what do they call them in Hattrick? They call them specialties. So like Gary Morris, he's a technical player. That's his specialty. So if you look at his card, and Gary Morris, I think he was one of my 2 best players in Hattrick. So he was a technical midfielder. So in this, there was a lot of times where I played him as a technical defensive forward. There was a lot of times where I played him as an attacking mid. But here, he is a midfielder. And check his card out. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let me put it up there. So it's got 3 stars for shots, 4 for assists. He is a star. Look at all that. But he deserves it. He's the best player along with my forward that I had from when he was 15. I scouted him in the youth club, Henry Nesbitt. So this world, it's all fictional players, in case you hadn't already noticed. But Henry Nesbitt was my scorer. He was my all-time leading scorer. He scored over 200 goals for the club, four stars and shot, 1 an assist. He doesn't have a lot of attributes. He's got touch and he's a star. He's got a shot. That's about it. He makes plays. He's got a little creativity to him. But other than that, he just shoots the ball. So those are my 2 big boys there. Let me get this organized a little bit. Yeah, so these are my backups on this side over here. A lot of them. There's my backup keeper. So this should be fun, I think. There's another one of my backup keepers. I have 3 keepers on the team. Let me look at this list again. I'm not sure if you can see those cards. It's a little glary. So let me count. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forwards on the team, and 1 forward / midfielder, Dusty Swan. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 midfielders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders, and 3 goalkeepers. So it's not that terribly big of a squad, but it will be good. So let me show you my best defender, Angel Conchillos. He was with us for a long time. Then he became the coach after he retired. He's got 2 squares, pace. He's hard, he's strong, he's a star. He doesn't have much of assists, but he did score a fair amount of goals over the years with the Swansea team. So he does have a 2-star shot. Let me show you the goalkeepers all together. I don't know, hopefully you can see that. Maybe if I put them on a background where you could see them. Let's try this. How about that? Let's see if that's any better. I put them in my dice box. So, let me see the picture. A little bit. I don't know. You might be able to. Alright, well, I'll just tell you about them while I hold this. Ander Barrientos. He is the technical number 1, but you could make a case for Chamarro because if you look, he's got a 5-star on target rating, but his reaction and save are not as good. Those are requirements, but Barrientos is definitely the more solid keeper. But you could sway me to start Chamarro. Once Barrientos got too old, yeah, too old, like, whatever. But once he got too old, I bought Chamarro, I think for $1 million or $2 million in game. And Piqué, he was my backup for forever. He was the backup goalkeeper. He played in every friendly game because you get to schedule 1 friendly a week. So he played in every single friendly game for years and years and years. So I know he's not the greatest, and that's why I rated him as such. But he definitely deserved to be on the squad. So which of those 3 do you think you would start? I mean, it's not going to be Piqué, but Barrientos or Chamarro, which one would you start? It's Barrientos for me for now, but like I said, I could be swayed. And we'll see how they do in MLS. I have not gotten the set yet. I'm still debating whether or not to just buy the PDFs and print it, because actually the feel of this kind of paper, I don't know, it's easier to flip them actually. So Ken Castro, hey Ken, Ken says he would start Barrientos because of the 4-star spec save. And actually, I'll show you the score sheets from the testing games I've played. That did come in handy a couple of times. I think I'm going to start Chamorro tonight in a couple of spec games that I'm not going to play online, but that it did come in handy. So let me take you through how my starting 11 would probably look here. So Nesbitt plays up top. Also, I've got another decision for you to make for me. Let's see. That one. And 1 second. We'll do that one and that one. And oh, I forgot there was 5. So I'm doing this on the fly because I'm trying to remember how I did it last night. It was like this. Okay. So here's how the starting 11 looks, and I'm gonna put him back in the box. So we'll look at the 5 spot on the field. So Conchillos, as I told you before, he starts, and I have to decide between. Well, I have been trying to decide between Chikwe and Boateng, but you could also throw Decker in there as well. Ken Castro, you played a Juventus Borussia Dortmund today, and a spec save came up 6 times. Wow, that's amazing. The rebound spec save on the 7 spot of the saved part, that seems to come up a lot. So spec save does come up a lot, I've noticed. So Conchillo starts in that 5 box, I guess you could call it. And I've started Chikwe once and Boateng once. Decker's come in as a sub a couple of times. So I'm still trying to decide which one of those guys will be the number 1 starter. I'm leaning towards Chikwe just because of the double attributes, strong and hard. But the rest of my team, you'll notice, has like 0 pace. And as I was playing these out, I really was worried that I've overvalued them. And they are strong, don't get me wrong. Look at Conchillos. He's got 2 squares and a triangle. But they definitely have some weaknesses. Tactics and pace, they never win. Because we never have any of those guys on the field. So I'm inclined to start Boateng sometime. I don't know. That's a different call. We'll have to figure that one out. So that's the 5 box. In the 4 box, you've got these guys. I feel pretty good about those guys. Willie Edelbaum, strong defender, kind of a wing player, wing back. He can shoot it. He's got the head rating. Both of these guys have the head rating. Martin Ryan, a winger in the midfield. Guy can wing it in there. He's got lots of attributes and gets the play started. He's a true number 7 there. He doesn't have much of a shot, but he can head it in there. So that's the number 4 spot. A defender with a star. Yeah, I was hesitant about that. But Conchillos, I was looking at his stats. He contributed a lot towards the offense. He was always getting involved, and because in Hat Trick they give you a summary of the game and what happened and all that, I felt it was deserved to give him that star. Navarro and Hawkins, this is in the 3 spot. Hawkins, another one of those tactical players. Navarro, as a midfielder, he gets the play started, and that's about it. No shot for him. Hawkins is like a mini version of Gary Morris. He kind of is the same style of player. When I actually got him from my youth club, so I had scouted the same type of player. Hawkins was next in line, so through the years he grew and grew, and Morris was his mentor. So that's the 3 spot. Here's the 2. Valdez, I don't know. I could switch him out. He's 2 shot, 2 assists. So not great in that spot, but he does have one of each triangle, a square, and a circle. He is a box-to-box type player. Gets involved, not afraid to get dirty and play some defense. But he also can get the play started as well. So I kind of like him as a overall box-to-box midfielder. And he pairs well with Morris, I think. And then I showed you Nesbitt already, but I'll show you my other forward. And I have some other forwards that I'll throw in there just to show you. So Nesbitt starts for sure. Cousinho has started the first 2 games, but these other guys, actually Viñas started the second game. So I guess maybe I'm not sold on Cousinho. They all kind of are similar. 3-star shots, hardly much of any assists. Viñas has the head quality, which is kind of nice, and strong as well. Lopez Simon, I don't know. He's got a circle, so that's helpful. I don't feel like they're too overly powerful. I don't know. Viñas is kind of, looking at it again today, Viñas kind of strikes me as maybe the guy that should be starting. But Nesbitt for sure, he's in there. And I'll show you a couple of other guys that didn't quite make the cut, but are still on the bench and will be probably the first subs on. They are Dusty Swan and Oscar Ballesta. Dusty Swan was one of the first players I had that I got when I started the team, and in the early years he was the man. We quickly outgrew him, but he always had a place in our fans' hearts. But so his attributes are not that great, but I played him all over the place as a sub. He would come in at a midfielder, a forward. I think even sometimes I played him as like an advanced defender. So he was a utility knife type player, and he kind of shows on that card. He's got one of each type of symbol. He can play midfielder or forward. He's scored every once in a while, but he definitely he's got more of a pass type game. I thought about giving him tactical, but he didn't have that trait or feature, or what was it, specialty in hat trick. So I don't know. I still could be swayed to put tactical on there instead of, or maybe on top of touch too. So Ken Castro, yeah, they are ball hogs. They're ball hogs and they score. But if you look at the guys behind them, we have to get some assists rolls from the 2 and 3 spot, because it's definitely not coming from the 2. I mean, from the 1. Nesbitt, he's got a 1-star. Viñas has a 1-star. They are not contributing much. And I don't think I'll show you these guys closer just to get a better look. Not that you guys care too much, but you know, maybe you do. So these are the backups. Bruce Rivers and Baron Meisley are backup forwards, and so is Cardenas. Meisley not only is a ball hog, but he is a scissors in assist with no symbols as well. He's got 2 shots. He's a young player, and he showed some flashes and has some potential. But as such, he is not quite the forward that the other people are. Rivers, he's got a little bit more. He's a fast type player. He's got a shot and 1 assist. So, you know, not great as well. But as far as backups go, they're okay, I guess. You got to get the right roles, especially Meisley. Moso Moratinos is a defender. He's okay. Most of these guys played in my friendlies every week, so that's where they came from. Ernesto Rodriguez is a winger, and so that's how that's going to go. I don't feel they're overpowered. The starters definitely are good. Who will be the 3 subs for the next game? I'm going to play this game offline. I'm going to play against the 2015 Chelsea club. I think what I'm going to sub in Swan, Ballesta, and probably one of the forwards. Well, no, actually a defender probably. Maybe I'll sub in either probably Decker. 3 subs will be those guys for this next game. I like bringing in Swan because he's got a square on there. You can put him in at forward, and late in the game for a defender and not lose a square. Decker, he's solid. He's not going to help in the offense, but if you got to sub out a defender late, then Decker can come in and help you out. And Ballesta, well, he's got pace, which we don't have. Most of these starters on the 11 have no pace. And so I feel like if we're going up against a team that has a lot of pace, then Ballesta might be... He might have to come in just to balance things if we're down and losing some of those 6 or 8 rolls with the build-up or take-ons. So, and he's got a 3-star assist rating, so those will probably be the 3 subs I bring in. Probably on a routine basis. So, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know that I have... Yeah, I think I have enough for my cup run here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I've got enough. So I was thinking I might have to make some more cards, but I think I'm okay. The depth will be tested. So let me show you what happened in the first couple of... and this video is already longer than I was expecting it to be. But hopefully you're enjoying it. So I wanted to try them out. And so I played against Manchester United, the 2015 Manchester United set. And it didn't go as well as I was hoping for Swansea. I figured Manchester United, that team is crazy good. And so it would be a good test. It ended up as a 0-0 draw. And that was really cool because I thought, well, if they can hold Manchester United to a draw, especially this version, they're going to be pretty good. My concern was the defense. The defense, I don't know if you could tell from the cards, it's not the greatest. They do have a lot of squares, but once the attack is made, I don't know. It's a little suspect. So Manchester United got 10 shots on goal in this game. Yeah, 10 shots on goal, as compared to Swansea's 2. But it was a 0-0 draw, and so I didn't know what to make of that. And so I wanted to try them against perhaps a weaker team, just to see. Because if I get the MLS set, they're not going to be as good as this Manchester United squad. So I played them against the New York Cosmos from 77. So that one ended up a little different. If you look in the first minute, Swansea had a shot on goal, and I can't remember what result it was, but it ended up with it was saved, and the goalkeeper counterattacked, and there was a missed shot on the counterattack, and then a goal. So in the first minute, we had 3 shots and a goal for New York. Then in the second minute, we had Swansea with another shot on goal. Nesbitt shot, and then he followed up with a rebound shot and scored. So after 2 minutes, it was 1-1. I was like, oh boy, this is going to take forever, and it's going to be crazy. And it kind of was. It was 2-1 at the half, and then right out of the half, Nesbitt scored again to make it 3-1, and I thought, uh-oh, maybe this team is a little too overpowered. They're going to start scoring a bunch of goals here. But not to be. New York scored in the 53rd. I was like, okay, maybe not. I kept going back and forth. In the 58th minute, there was another miss and another rebound goal, so make it 4-2. And then and then I thought, okay, well here comes the onslaught. No? Beckenbauer, I had to make a spec save with Barrientos. That happened. There was a direct free kick that was missed from Beckenbauer. Pelé took another shot. Chinaglia took another shot. It started to get a little crazy. And then in the 89th minute, there was another goal. a counterattack goal. Again, New York got him on the counterattack goal, and Beckenbauer made it 4-3. So we played our 6 extra minutes, and they had a chance in the last minute to tie it up, actually. So overall, I'm pretty confident, and after 2 games, I feel like this team, while I feel like they'll be in the upper tier of this project, they'll be in the upper tier. I feel like they're going to have some issues as well. Some of those fast teams, some of those tactical teams, they're going to have problems with that. And I'm good. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to play this team, only this team, through the season. And so it'll be, 44 games in the regular season, and then the Open Cup games to go on top of it. So that'll be fun. I'm going to do the instant result chart for the other games, and I've come up with the device to attribute goal scorers as well. And so I'll be keeping some statistics, some minor statistics for what for the season. So yeah, it's going to be a single table, so no playoffs. It's a balanced schedule, so whoever is on top at the end of the however many weeks it's going to take, I have the schedule made out already. I can look at it. But whoever front is the champ. And let me just look at how many weeks. Yeah, Ken, that was a fun game. And actually, I had ended at 1 in the morning last night, so I was dragging at work today. I was like, oh man. It was about midnight, and I was not satisfied with that 0-0 draw, so I was like, I gotta play another game. So I played it, and it ended up being a long one, and ended up staying up until about 1:30 in the morning. So 46 game days. It'll only be 44 actual played games for Swansea and the Open Cup games, however long that run goes. So that's the project. I hope you like it. Al, Red Sox fan, I see you're here. Hello, Ken and Al. Thanks for being here. And let me know what you think about the project. I'm still making my way through some of these rules. Someone had mentioned me on Twitter about a rule they thought I was messing up on the experiment video. So I've got to check that out and see if I did something wrong and go back and look to make sure I'm not messing that up. But as far as all the rest goes, this is going to be fun. I'll let you know when I get the set in. I'm still deciding, like I said, whether or not to print it myself, but we'll see if I have the patience to wait for it to come from across town. But I'm going to play the other two teams that came in this set. I'm going to play against Swansea just to get a feel for if I need to check some balancing things. And I'll let you know how those goes. I'm not going to do those on on screen. Not yet. Not until I feel comfortable with how the team is. And then we'll have our opening match. Or maybe we'll do a preseason game. I don't know. We'll see. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be stopping baseball is all. I just feel like I needed this to reinvigorate the channel. I haven't had much time, first off, to play these games, but when I have, I've found other things to do, and I'm ready to get back into play some games. So this will be a fun one. I hope you guys will enjoy it and you follow along and you'll cheer for Swansea Denver AFC with me and live my hat trick team dreams of winning MLS. So that'll be it for me tonight. I'm gonna go roll these games, and I hope you have a good one. Have fun rolling, and thanks for joining me here. Take care, Ken. Take care, Al. Thanks. You guys are great as always. Have a good night.